supposed to get down into the single digits tonight, and it's like I thought I left Chicago,
Hmm.
but apparently I didn't. So
My gosh. I
it,
know. It's funny because I see a lot of people here in San Diego wearing parkas, and
mhm.
I'm from New Jersey originally, so I have experienced more rough winters.
Yeah,
So when I see that, I just laugh because I'm like,
yeah.
that's too crazy.
So it sounds like the first time that I ever spent like significant time in Florida, and it dropped down to like the 50s, and everybody had was like bundled up and all this stuff, and I'm like, it's beautiful out. What are you guys doing?
Yeah, you're wearing shorts.
Right? So awesome. Um, yeah. So if you're ready, I'll do the intro and we can jump into it.
Sorry, I had to cough.
No, you're good. You're good. So, you good?
Yes.
Cool. All right, here we go. Make sure my phone's on silent before. Yep. Okay, cool. Just gotta make sure my phone's on silent because if it
Right.
goes off, that's gonna be a bad look. So, all right, here we go. Welcome back to another live and amplified livecast. I'm your host, Tom Quiet, and we are back at it again with another amazing podcast. Today, we have a very special guest coming from a place that is a lot warmer than we are here in Central Texas. We have Lissa Dee. How's it going today?
Good.
Good,
Yes. Palm
good,
trees.
good. Right, right. So you're based out of San Diego. How long have you been in San Diego?
Yes, I've been here for about 5 years. Um, originally from New Jersey, and it's definitely a lot different. So,
Okay.
it took a little while to get used to, but I feel like I've definitely made the right decision to move here.
Sure. What drew you to San Diego from New Jersey? Because, like you said, that's a huge culture shock in every way
Yeah.
possible.
Um, well, I was kind of in between graduating school
Mm.
and trying to figure out my next move.
Hmm.
So I just decided San Diego was beautiful and my friends lived here. So yeah.
Nice, nice, nice. And so, growing up in New Jersey, what was that like for you? What was it like growing up in New Jersey?
Sorry. I don't know what's going on.
It's all good.
um New Jersey. Sorry, can you give me 1 second? I don't know why.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Sorry about that.
You're good.
I swear I like just started coughing. I'm like, what's going on?
It's all good. It's all good. Oh, so what was it like growing up in New Jersey for you?
New Jersey was, at least where I grew up, very rural. I grew up around a lot of farms,
Hmm.
and it was more of an agricultural area. So it's a lot different than what you think about New Jersey. I'm sorry.
You're
I need
fine.
to put this on mute one more time.
You're fine.
Oh my God. Holy shit. Okay, there's a lot of dust in this room.
It's all good.
Um,
You're good.
so it was a lot different from North Jersey. That's kind of
Mm.
actually where I was born, and then I moved to South Jersey, which was another culture shock. I was like, where the heck am I? This is
Mm.
so weird. There's farms, there's horses. Um, and it was beautiful. It took a while to really get used to it because I started out, as the new kid, and then shortly went to high school, and I was like, I hate it here, but I grew to love it. So
Gotcha,
it was
gotcha.
beautiful.
Yeah, because you don't really think of New Jersey as like country, like agricultural type stuff. You think of the like
Jersey
the
Shore.
Yep, there you go. Jersey Shore and more of like the city, the suburbs of New York City, so to speak, because isn't that where a lot of the people that don't want to pay that outrageous rent in New York, they usually move out to New Jersey?
I think so. Yeah. It's definitely cheaper than New York. But it's kind of a good place because you're between Philly
Mhm.
and New York. The Jersey Shore, I actually had never been to like Seaside or anywhere that show was filmed. So it's really funny because everyone in California thinks that that's what it's like, and that's, I guess, who my friends are. I'm like, no, that's
Right,
not
right.
the real thing. So it's really funny.
Yeah. It's kind of like the conversations I have with my friends about Chicago, where they're like, "Oh, how could you not like living in and around Chicago? It's the best. There's so much to do there." And it's like, you've been to the touristy part of town where, yes, within like a mile or two radius, there is a bunch of stuff to do. But once you get into real Chicago or into the suburbs, there really ain't a whole lot to do there. Like it's all,
Mhm,
you know, it's just kind of small town stuff. So, you know,
mhm, mhm.
and if you're in a place, chances are that it's very laden with crime. Like Chicago's a very dangerous place to be if you don't know where you're going. So, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I've
a
heard
whole thing.
that.
Um, so where does music kind of come into play? Like, was that something that your family was really into, or was it something that you kind of discovered on your own?
Um, my family has a lot of different ties to music.
Hmm.
My mom was an opera singer for many years, and she just has always loved music, always been involved in different groups and different kinds of like choirs and church singing and stuff. And my dad's side of the family just all plays music, and I have a lot of beautiful memories with them just playing around the Christmas tree. We played a lot of Red Hot Chili Peppers,
Nice,
weirdly. So I love that band, and yeah, I love Stadium Arcadium. That's like my favorite album ever.
nice,
It has the song Wet Sand. I just love that album.
awesome.
So yeah, so it was a little bit um I don't know, like I didn't become a songwriter until a little bit later in life,
Hmm.
although I was always singing and doing musicals and performing in different ways. Um Music as a songwriter is fairly new to me. I've only been songwriting for about 5 years, but I love it. So yeah.
So, did you start songwriting when you moved out to San Diego, or did you move to San Diego well after you started songwriting?
I started songwriting like a year, well, I guess maybe a year before I came here.
Hmm.
So it was, I'm really grateful to have found just that method of therapy
Hmm.
because I've been able to just really decompress and express my feelings and like dig really deep to think about what's going on. Sometimes, you put things like really far back in your mind where you
Yeah,
forget about it or forget like a feeling of like embarrassment or something that happened such a long time ago. And then you just write a song. And you're like, wow, I was thinking about this that happened
mm,
like 10 years ago or something.
yeah.
So it's really cool.
Fair. And when you were kind of going through those early stages of being a songwriter, obviously you had the influences from your family and stuff like that. But what was kind of the thought process as to who you were listening to musically? Was it just a lot of Red Hot Chili Peppers, or like who were you listening to musically at that point?
Um, let's see. It's kind of so strange. My musical influences have really changed.
Hmm.
I used to listen to this songwriter Trevor Hall, who is like a
Okay.
lot
Yeah.
more
I've
like,
seen him perform live.
yes,
Yeah.
he's just so great. But I don't know what he is, like singer songwriter, like about nature and stuff,
Mm, yeah.
and like yoga music.
Right.
So I used to listen to him a lot, the Chili Peppers,
Mm,
Amy Winehouse style of voice and singing is who
mm,
I just love. Christina Aguilera has just such an amazing voice. I've loved her ever since I was in middle school.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it's funny because sometimes I go through periods where I'm not really trying to listen to or be like a certain artist. So I'll just
Mm,
write something and
fair.
I'll be like, "Oh, this sounds like a country song or
Hmm.
something."
Fair.
So it's kind of funny.
Fair. And so is that what you would kind of classify yourself as a country musician?
Yes, I am more in the Americana realm, but
Mm,
now I do have a few more songs that are coming out that are more country driven.
yeah. I feel like those two genres are very similar and kind of in the same vein as
Mhm.
like country and western music. Like yes, they have their subtle differences, but I feel like the three of them they kind of just get lumped into like a country genre because they sound so similar.
Right.
So,
Right.
is there a big country Americana scene in San Diego? Now I know like up in LA and stuff, there's a pretty thriving scene, but what's it like down
Mhm.
in San Diego?
Um, let's see. So more in like the northern parts of San Diego, like Carlsbad, Oceanside,
Mm-hmm.
there is more country driven music and
Hmm.
Americana style artists. There really aren't too many more as you get down south. It's a lot more reggae, rock,
Yeah,
surf rock,
yeah,
and just rock.
yeah.
So I like to be maybe one of the few, but I've had a lot of time with a voice coach who is also an Americana songwriter, and
Hmm.
we write a lot together with other people. And after I after I split up with a rock band that I was with for
Hmm.
about 4 years, I just started writing more country Americana songs. So
Mm.
I was like, well, let's just go for this.
Fair, very
So
fair. You know, it's one of those things where you kind of just gotta go with the flow, and
right.
if it's really just I don't want to use the phrase speaking to you, but that seems to be the most accurate way to kind of describe it. If that's just kind of
Yeah.
what you're feeling in the moment, you just got to go with it. Cause, like, I mean, think about it. You look at like an artist like Snoop Dogg, who was predominantly a hip hop artist from the late 80s all the way up until 2015, and then one day he was like, you know what, I'm going to be a reggae artist, and
Yeah.
then I'm going to be a gospel artist, and so
Mhm.
it like I think genres just don't mean that much anymore. So
Yeah. It's
yeah.
it's pretty cool. I mean, Dolly Parton just put a rock album out,
Hmm.
so
I
anything's possible.
Right, 100%. So let's talk about your most recent single. You dropped a music video with it as well.
Mhm.
um what can you tell us about Empty Bottle, which is the name of your most recent single?
Sure. Empty Bottle, let's see. There's so many things that's just so cool about the song.
Yeah.
um, I started writing it quite a while ago about myself and other people actually who I've seen and their struggles with alcohol.
Mm,
And for me personally, it has been something in my life that I use a lot in high school there and thereafter to be comfortable with who I am, but it never truly made me comfortable. It always made me end up in like situations that were not good for me and didn't, represent me well. So for a long time, I struggled with that, and that's what the song is about. It's about someone who just is, has a big problem with drinking, and you hear through the song they say they are forgetting about their responsibilities. They know
Mm.
they have a problem, but that they don't want to talk about it, and that you can kind of hear that they want to change, but they know themselves that they never will. And for me, like, I would say now, I have a healthy relationship with alcohol. It definitely never got to the point where I needed rehab, or and I was never like drinking by myself or anything like that. But I was always wanting to like chase the feeling of social gatherings and like distracting my mind. So I was always trying to go out and go to parties and stuff. So
Mhm.
the song is really for anyone who's like struggling or trying to cope with wanting to change. And it's really a metaphor for actually being able to do that.
Mm.
So yeah, and the song, it's done so well. It's been on a couple of stations out here. And the music video was filmed in this amazing speakeasy
Nice.
in North Park, and it was just so much fun. I had like 12 of my friends there as the cast, and it was amazing. I just felt so blessed to have been gotten the opportunity by, just
Mm.
asking, this
Right.
bar and my friends and this film crew, and a lot of the situations, like, people just said yes because they believed in me and took a chance on me. So it
Nice.
was amazing.
Nice. And one thing I really like about what you were saying there towards the end was you really emphasize the idea that the answer is always no until you ask. And,
Mhm.
just kind of taking those chances in situations that may be a little nerve-wracking, or, you don't know the people and you're just like putting yourself out there.
Mhm.
And, they ended up saying yes and all that stuff, which is really cool. And you just kind of took those
Mhm.
chances and it paid off for you.
Yeah, I've noticed, a lot more and more now that I am more comfortable with doing just that. It's especially for artists who are just so scared of
Hmm.
rejection. It's like if you just come up there confidently and are yourself, like a genuine person, a lot of people really like that, and all you have to do is ask, and 8 times or 7 times out of
Yeah.
10 people will say yes. So
Sure.
yeah.
What who shot your music video?
It was this company in Oceanside called Cinematic Art and Sound.
Okay.
They're a recording and film and recording studio. So they met me on set, but they do a lot of amazing work for um all different kinds of brands. So
Yeah.
I was stoked that they said yes. So I was like, really?
Nice.
It was
Because
really fun.
I saw it, and I was really impressed with the quality and
Mm.
some of the, I don't want to say some of the chances, because I don't think they really took any
Mhm.
major chances with anything. I think they had everything quite under control, but like the scenery, the way they made everything look, and the complete story that you told in the music video was really cool. And I was curious. That's why I was kind of curious who
Awesome.
shot it, because yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because we had so many more ideas,
Hmm.
and the bar was just doing us such a big favor because they actually have a bunch of different rooms.
Hmm.
But like one of the rooms was like about to open. So we were filming up until the last minute. We did get off schedule. We did not get to film a couple of really important things. So we kind of all left thinking, oh my gosh, did we get it? Is
Hmm.
this, gonna
Yeah.
make it? Is this gonna
Yeah.
be good? And that bar is so dark. Like
Hmm.
there's no lights. So once we started filming, it took just such a long time to capture the perfect lighting.
Hmm.
And although it was an amazing, amazing day, I felt like we all kind of left like, oh my gosh, is this gonna be okay?
Right. That's always the real nerve-wracking part about shooting, like making any kind of piece of content where it's like, whether it's a music video, short film, whatever it is, when you know you have only have the place for a limited time, and it's
Mhm,
like, okay, we're here, we've got 4 hours. The odds of us getting back in here anytime soon are almost non-existent. So you have
mhm.
to make sure you get everything. And then when you leave, it's like, oh damn, did we get everything? Like,
Yeah,
crap. Like we've
I
got
know.
20 minutes. Like, what do we need to do? And it's like, yeah, that'll keep you awake at night if you really let it, you know.
Yeah, it was funny because the last scene that we shot was the one where you see all the bottles and I'm
Hmm.
laying on the ground and like everyone's feet are in it and whatnot. And we had to shoot that so many times and there was like hundreds of bottles around me that I collected from like all these different bars and my friends and people. And yeah, we had like seriously like 20 minutes to
Hmm.
wrap it up and we are like right up to the second. So it
Fair,
was fun.
fair. And so w- with this, was this the first music video you'd ever produced?
Um, definitely have never done anything like that. I've done little things like a minute clip or here or there.
Mm-hmm.
This was the most, highly produced thing I've ever done.
Yeah. What was it about this song that you wanted to do something a little bit more highly produced?
Um, wow. Well, I guess I felt like this was the one of the first songs that I put out after being with my rock band,
Hmm.
Blazing Jane. I
Yeah.
recorded 2 albums with them. Um, and we kind of were making our little mark here in San Diego, playing some decent shows and festivals.
Hmm.
So when the song was coming out, I was going to have a release party. The music video was important to me because I was like, this is, me coming out as like a new artist almost. So yeah. But sometimes when I just have a vision, I'm like,
Yeah.
I have to
Fair.
do it.
Very fair. It's always one of those deals where it's just kind of like, and you want to make that first initial statement, especially when musically
Mhm.
there's a major change kind of going on.
Right,
So,
right.
um, so you released Empty Bottle late last year. What was it?
Mhm.
October, September, somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah, the video was put out in August, so it's kinda
Okay,
like a second release
gotcha.
for
I,
the
I was
song.
I don't know why I tried to do math. Like numbers are like hard enough for me, and then you add in trying to do like month math to figure out
Yeah,
what month, and it's like no, my brain cannot comprehend any of this.
same.
So, but so where are you kind of at right now? Are you working on the next project, writing, recording, releasing? Where are you kind of at?
Yeah, so I've just been working on so many things, um, that my hope was to put my next single, Johnny Said, out a little bit sooner, but
Mhm.
I just wasn't able to, and so now I think it's going to be coming out next month.
Okay,
Um, and then I've just been writing a lot of songs with my voice coach and another songwriter. So we have a lot on the horizon, which is exciting. And
that's
then I'm headlining my first venue next month. So I'm super excited about that.
that's awesome. That's really cool. Um, So when you what is kind of your writing process since you brought up like that you're writing with your singing coach and whatnot, what's kind of the writing process like for you?
It definitely varies, I guess. I don't know, depending on who I'm with, but these
Mhm,
past few songs that I've been writing with this group, it's kind of been like I'll give them an idea. I'll have
mhm,
a full song with a melody, maybe a few chords, maybe not behind it, and
mm,
then we'll all get together and Greg Montanti, he'll come in and he'll play guitar, just trying to find the key, and he'll just come up with some different melody. So sometimes it sounds just totally different than what I was singing.
mhm,
And then my voice coach, Taylin Ray, she will help me navigate through better words. She'll help me add or take away things. She'll help me more with the melody, or she'll be like kind of getting us on track or saying, guys, we need to change this here. We need to change,
mm.
you need to sing higher at the chorus instead of just kind of keeping it the same or something like that. So it's really fun. We sit with beanbags on the floor of
Nice,
a studio, and it's
nice.
super fun.
Uh, I I've often thought about getting a beanbag chair again. I missed those as a kid. Those things were, yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like being a 36-year-old guy sitting in a beanbag chair might be a little weird.
Well, I think you have to get like the giant ones because we
Mhm,
don't have those, and it's kind of just like you kind of get like an ab workout because you're just slunched and your neck hurts
mhm,
because you can't find the right way to sit. But
right.
yeah, but those
Sure.
ones are like $1,000. I don't know.
Oh yeah, those love sacks or whatever they're called. I've seen. See, the issue is like I don't have enough room in this apartment. Like it's like even if I wanted to go get like a regular beanbag chair, it just wouldn't fly because I cannot. I just don't have the room for it. So, but
Yeah.
you know, so as you're kind of as you're working towards the next release, which you said is it tentatively next month or is it like firm next month and you're just still kind of figuring things out?
Well, I have to wait for it to be mastered and then I
Fair,
can start the distribution process. So,
fair, fair. I'm glad you're not like overlooking the need to master music because I feel like every once in a while, musicians they like think you don't need to master your music anymore, and it's like, nah, you kind of do. So
mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, I
it,
know. It's funny because it's like such subtle changes, but it does really make a big difference.
oh yeah, it does, it does. So, what you mentioned that you're doing your first headlining gig coming up here. What have you been doing to prepare for that differently than like any other show that you've been doing?
Well, I have a new band
Hmm.
with some really talented musicians here, so it's it's going to be really interesting. I guess that's like a side note, but it's going to be really fun. And I have a couple of like guest musicians coming up during the show.
Nice. Yeah.
I have this company. It's called Dancing Daughters Lemon Whiskey. I'm incorporating her to have this special drink during the show,
Sweet. Yeah.
but it's going to be called something that is to do with me in some way.
Hmm.
um, and I have something where I think I'm going to do like not a raffle. It's like a poll
Hmm.
where I'm going to play a bunch of my new songs and I'm going to have the crowd go to my Instagram and vote which one they like the best. And then
Nice.
I'm just going to pick a random person and give them a little gift card or something like that. I always like to do different things during shows to keep people
Mhm.
engaged.
Yeah.
Um, Someone told me that once, and I just love that. So I always try to bring different musicians, a saxophone player or something, or
Nice.
singers or something like that. And other than that, that's kind of all I've really been working on right now,
Yeah.
but more will
Right.
come up. It's in about a month and a half, so
Cool. That's got to be exciting, nerve-wracking, all the feelings that you could ever possibly have. So,
yeah. I just hope it opens more doors and opportunities. That's my goal, so.
oh yeah, it's one of those things where what once you can prove that you can put butts in the seat, like
Mhm.
and it's sometimes it takes you just renting out your own venue and doing it yourself,
Yeah.
or I don't somebody just saying, hey, we need a musician and we want to give you a shot, and just somebody kind of taking a chance on you. But once you can prove that you can fill a seat, then that second show becomes easier. And once
Mhm.
you do it again, if you could fill a venue, or not fill a venue, but you know, draw a good crowd 3 times, usually that's like the sign that it's like, okay, this
Mhm.
person
Yeah.
can draw a crowd and we want to keep bringing them back. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's definitely, yeah, an interesting thing. I remember when I first moved to San Diego, I was trying to get into the Belly Up, which is like a bigger venue here.
Mm-hmm.
They have one in Denver as well. They were like, "You need to have like 300 people on a Monday night. Can you
Right.
guarantee that?" I was like, "No."
That that
So,
sounds like the most California thing ever. Like just the way you worded it, that sounds like the most California
yeah.
thing.
Yep.
Like, can you guarantee that? It's like, no, I'm not guaranteeing anything, but
Yeah. Yeah.
but
So, hopefully I can
especially
reach out to them again.
right, especially with something as about as predictable as the weather being people's will to go somewhere on a Monday
Right.
night. It's like, yeah, no, I'm good. So
Yep.
awesome. Oh, so have you had a chance to go back to Nashville and play? Or not Nashville, New Jersey?
No, I mean, let's see. I have, but nothing serious. It's
Hmm.
been just kind of like, oh, I'm in town. I'll play at
Mm,
this bar.
gotcha.
So I'm still kind of working on that. I mean, I would love to. I have a lot of goals.
Hmm.
I also have ideas about doing something at my old high school to inspire young women. So I think I need to get a little bit more of a following before I try to do stuff like that.
Hmm.
Maybe I'm overthinking it, but I'm working on some of that here to kind of build my repertoire. And I guess it's kind of the same with, showing like, hey, I have a serious band.
Yeah.
And so can
Eh,
I
yeah,
play here at what was it, the Troubadour in Philly or something like that?
gotcha. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Um, so outside of music, like when you need to take time for yourself or whatnot, what are you doing outside of music right now?
um, last or yeah, I guess it was last year already. In June, I participated in my first bodybuilding show. So that really helped me to understand a lot about fitness
Mm,
and just food and a lot of things about myself. So I really enjoy working out and lifting. So that's
nice.
definitely something that I like to do. And really just going for walks on the beach. I know it's really cliche, but I do.
Hey, you're in San Diego, so
Yeah.
like be cliche. Like you're there for you've got some of the best beaches around, so go for it.
Mhm. Yes.
So I saw the bodybuilding photo on your Instagram, and that definitely piqued my interest. But I know there's like you got like bodybuilding, and then you got like not swimsuit competitions, but something to do in
Mhm.
that ballpark. And I was just like, I don't know. So I'll kind of ask the question, and if it gets brought up, cool. So,
Yeah. So
uh,
yeah, it was a lot that I was like, I don't know what's that? What's
right. Do you
because
have
yeah.
Do you have plans of doing another competition, or was it kind of like I did it once? I'm kind of good on it.
I really would love to do another one, but it is so expensive that I just can't. And the dedication and the time that you have to
Hmm.
take to, my gosh. So you, by the end of your, I guess, preparation, like when you're really close to your show, you have
Hmm.
so much cardio. It's so insane.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that. So it's not like running, it's you're on the
Yeah.
stair stepper for an hour and a half.
Hmm.
And you also have to do your workouts. You have to do this crazy strict diet that pretty much by the last month, like inhibits you from any social gatherings because
Yeah.
all you can think about is food.
Yeah.
And you are eating a lot, but you're eating tilapia and rice cakes at
Yeah.
5 in the morning
Yeah.
until like 10
You
p.m.
you're eating so like that. I've had a couple of friends that did stuff like that. Like they were doing like lifting like it wasn't necessarily bodybuilding, but it was something very similar.
Mm.
And they were like, dude, I eat so much it's almost annoying. Like it's a chore just to eat because they have to eat so many calories, or like what they have to eat so much, otherwise their body's going to start eating itself away, and then
Yeah.
they lose like muscle mass or whatever. And I'm like, hey, all I know is I got COVID 3 weeks ago. I didn't eat for 4 days straight, and I looked the best I ever looked. So,
Oh
you
my
know, it
God. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I had a bought a gallon jug of water, and when I
Mm.
first got sick, I filled it up and I sat it right next to me because I slept right over here on the couch just because it was convenient. And I left that water jug there. I didn't eat for 4 days, and I was like, "Hey, I don't want to get COVID ever again, but at least I look kind of okay right now." So yeah,
Yep. Yep.
but
Right.
it's all good. So that's cool that you kind of found something that's a little bit different, and that you connected with. And
Yeah.
I'd imagine, because what is it like lead up to a show? Is it like 6 months of training, or is it more than that?
Yeah, I guess it just depends on your body.
Hmm.
I wasn't obese or anything, but I didn't have a lot of uh tone
Mm.
muscles or anything like that. Even though I had worked out and stuff, I kind of was, I don't know, not really following a diet or anything, eating whatever. And so it was about 6 months for
Mm.
me to really get into the place that I was. And it was crazy. It was literally crazy. I was like,
Yeah.
what am I doing?
Right.
Especially because you have to stop drinking water the
Hmm.
day before.
Hmm.
And I just kept asking my coach, I was like, am I gonna die? It's like, no, you're gonna be fine. But also that, it's really not good to be dehydrated like that for
Hmm.
many times in your life. So
Hmm.
sometimes I think I shouldn't do another one because of just that.
Hmm.
Because you don't drink water for like 24 hours.
Right. That just reminds me of when I was in high school. I was on the wrestling team, and there were some guys that they would just be so close to the weight limit every time that they had this thing that they do where they'd like, because we'd have a match like every 6 days or so. So so if it's you're looking every 6 days, they'd start drinking after the last match, they'd start drinking gallons of water for 4 days straight. And then the 2 days before the match, they'd switch and just drink a quart of water. And then
Uh,
it kind of tricks your body to flush out all that excess water that you've taken it, or like all the excess water. And they would just like get super dehydrated and trick their body into just continually like going to the bathroom and stuff like that. It's like, I don't ever want to live like that. That just sounds like a terrible existence, but because they dedicated so much of their life to wrestling, it was like they had to do it. So,
Mhm. Yeah, I can't imagine being an athlete like that
yeah.
in high school. I mean, I did cheerleading, I did softball in middle school, but
Mhm.
we did some competition cheerleading, but it was not like anything that you see on Netflix, nothing like that.
Right.
But still, you see those shows with
Mm,
high school athletes or even just documentaries learning about football players and whatnot, and
mm,
it's just really impressive, but also, I don't know, sad and
mm.
kind of scary, like how focused they have to be and they just can't do anything else. But
Yeah.
I guess that's what we need to do
Yeah. Right.
to make it in our careers, right?
Right. It's one of those things where it's like you did stuff as a kid because you enjoyed it, and then as you get older, you look back and it's like, oh yeah, I could definitely see where Steve or whatever was that kid that would have taken it too serious had
Mhm.
we done more competitions or whatever. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I totally see it. But I really appreciate you taking the time to sit down and chat with me. It's been an absolute
Yeah.
blast. For anybody that wants to check out your music, your upcoming releases, shows, everything that you got going on out there in San Diego and whatnot, where's the best place to find you? What's the best way to support you? All that fun stuff.
Yeah, I would definitely say Instagram at Music by Lissa, Lissa. And I do have a link tree on there that you could click on that has my website and
Hmm.
that has all my shows and whatnot and Spotify and everything. But if you don't have Instagram, definitely check out my website,
Hmm.
musicbylissa.com.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, once again, thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time to sit down and chat. It's been an
Thank you.
absolute blast. Do you have any advice for the young ones out there? Any of the young musicians out there?
Yes, kind of what we were saying before, just be confident and know that once you once once one door opens, another one, gosh, once one door closes, another one will open, and just keep trying, and no one will have a problem if you just ask for something. And it's definitely got me a lot of opportunities by simply just asking for
Mm.
an opportunity.
Yep, 100% agree. Couldn't have said it better myself. So, but once again, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Really, really appreciate it. You're welcome back on anytime. Feel free to reach out. I'll send you a message on Instagram because I have a tendency to lose emails because
That's okay.
I get so many of them, but I'll send you a message on Instagram and we'll get a little bit more direct way to contact. So
Perfect.
awesome. Well, once again, thank you everybody for hanging out and we will catch you all later.
Thank you.
Awesome. Sweet.
Thank
Uh,
you. I'm